What is up, everyone? Okay, look, I got a new vanity. I don't feel like I've talked about this at all anywhere on my channel, on my Instagram stories. I'd had like the same old, okay, it was not that old, Jessica, but the same like older wooden desk for a long time. And it worked really well, but it wasn't super expensive and it was starting to fall apart. And there were pieces that literally like pieces of the legs that were just falling off and we were continually fixing it. So we ended up getting rid of it and I just didn't have a vanity for a while, which was fine. I was getting ready in my bathroom. It really was not a big deal. But I recently was telling my husband, I was like, dang, like I kind of miss being able to like sit and do my makeup and like take my time. And so enter this. I found this bad boy on Amazon. I love it. It was, I think, still pricey for a vanity. It was like, I want to say like 175 around there. But there were some vanities I looked at like on Wayfair that were like $600 and I was like, what? And I liked the look of this one better than those anyway. So I'm going to show it to you. I'll link below this one. Today, when I checked, it says currently unavailable, but we literally just bought it like 2 weeks ago. So I'm like, okay, I have a feeling they'll restock it, but I did find a similar one at a similar price point on Wayfair. I'll link if you want to look into it, if you're like looking to get a new vanity. Let me just show you it because I could talk about it all day, but come on, let's get closer. So here it is. I think it is so cute. We've got two big drawers here, two smaller drawers here. They're all attached to each other. And then it comes with a mirror. And I realized because where I knew I was putting it, this is a darker area of our room, I knew I would need some kind of light. And I do have like a simple human mirror that I'll probably put here that I haven't been using since I haven't had a vanity. And so that provides some light, but it's always nice to kind of just have one source of light as well, just generally. So that is great. It has 3 different like modes there, which is awesome. This little brush holder I got from TJ Maxx recently for like $8. It's really perfect. It's a little 3-fer. I've got my sponge in there. And then it's got a little stool. I don't love the like fabric on here, but it's kind of one of those things that I'm like, I could recover that someday in the future if I want. I'm not too worried about it right now. It's not like the ugliest thing in the world, but I certainly don't like love it. But what's cool is these drawers have this like little like kind of felt lining that I think is really pretty. The only downside will be like if I had to clean it, like if I spill something in this, I'm pretty much screwed. So I might eventually put down some kind of other paper so that it doesn't ruin this felt, but then it's like, oh, but then I can't really enjoy the felt. The other thing is I'll probably put organizers in here and that will help because then if it spills, it would most likely be in the organizer. So maybe that's the route. But yeah, 2 full-size drawers. Oh, there's the other makeup. I had some makeup just sitting in there. And then these drawers, I don't really know yet how I'm going to use them. I think I'll probably put, like I always have like a little washcloth or something I can lay out here. And so I'll probably keep that in there and maybe just some other makeup tools. Maybe I'll keep like skincare. Oh yeah, like I have a puff in here. Maybe skincare and lip balm that I use a lot I could put in there. So like I said, this is so new to me. Tyler built it actually on Halloween. So a little while ago and I haven't had the time to like actually put makeup in it, organize it. So that is the bulk of what we're gonna do today. I have a whole bunch of makeup we need to put back into my little makeup collection drawers. And then I want to go through and just kind of shop my stash, pick out what I want to be using this month here on my vanity. I've been doing these kinds of videos. They've looked different for like every year. It's always different. But basically like my everyday makeup drawer, shopping my stash, vanity style video where I just share what I'm playing with this month. And it's subject to change, but it's always fun to kind of have a group of things that I'm working with. You know what I mean? So I've got all of these here full of makeup that I need to put into my drawer system and then pick through there. I actually have a pile of things I was filming with the other day in another room. I need to grab that stuff too. So let's tackle that first. I try to remember, it ain't a race. Breathe out. It doesn't matter anyway. Breathe in. It's about happiness in the air. Take it slow, watch the road. Stop driving myself insane. End of the day, you got me in to go. All right, we're making progress. 1 empty, 1 million to go. Another thing I might do, because like this is a bag I've been bringing back and forth, and I probably still will have a bag I bring back and forth between like where I film and here. And this is probably gonna be it. It's one of the Allie Glines bags because it's such a perfect like medium size, smallish medium, but not too big, and it fits in my backpack I use to kind of bring stuff back and forth. So I'm gonna still empty this out, but that might be another thing on my mind while I'm doing this, like, okay, what things do I know I'm like using all the time that I will use in both places? So we shall see. But for now, we empty it.
About happiness in the air. Take it slow, watch the road, stop driving myself insane.
Another one empty. Yay!
You got me into go dreaming. You got me into go dreaming.
Woohoo!
You got me into go dreaming. It's just a feeling and I'm letting go. You got me into go dreaming. You got me into go dreaming. You got me into go dreaming. It's just this feeling and I'm letting go.
Alrighty, so it is all in there now. Boy, doing this made me remember how badly I need to do a declutter. So I'm definitely going to start filming those. I wasn't planning on starting it until honestly like the new year, but I think I might start it sooner because I mean, there are just some drawers that are stuffed to the brim that even though yes, this is like what I do, I share about makeup, review it, but I also know that there are plenty of products in there that I've talked about plenty in videos that I either liked, didn't like, whatever, but those didn't like ones can go. Like it's time. So anyway, that is to come. Subscribe, stay tuned. I do have a whole decluttering playlist. I've been doing declutters for a long time. So if you want to watch those, if you like watching, I love watching declutters. Definitely check that out after this video because they're really fun. I watch declutter videos more than like any other video on YouTube. Anyway, so now I need to go through and pick out what do I actually want to keep in this vanity. So I'm gonna do that and then I'll share with you guys what I pick out and how I organize it. Another thing to note too is that I'm planning on moving this back there, kind of diagonally under the TV because I plan to be able to still reach in it when I want while I'm getting ready, which will just be nice. But I had moved it over here originally when I filmed my entire makeup collection video, just because the lighting was better and I never moved it back. So I just need to move it back. All right, I've got pulled out what I think I want in these drawers. I also grabbed some organizers and we're just gonna see how this will all fit in there. All right, so I cleaned out some of my organizers that I've just had for years. These are as clean as I can get them. So we're just gonna kind of see what configuration works. And you know, this is so subject to change. All right, I think I have it how I want it. Let me show you kind of what I've got going on here so you can actually see what products I picked out. All right, so this is my left-hand drawer. I've got different foundations here, some that I just love, some that I'm still trying out. So I've got the MAC Studio Radiance. This is, I think, just like their face and body. I don't know if this is supposed to be the exact same, but just like slightly reformulated, or if it's supposed to be a radiant version of. So I tried it once. I literally don't remember how I felt, but it's still new to me. So trying that. This Rare Beauty foundation I've had in my collection, I don't even think I've tried. I don't know how it like skipped the testing phase to like jump into my collection, but somehow it did. So I need to give this a whirl and see how I like it. So this foundation is from Morphe. It's their Filter Effect Soft Focus Foundation. I freaking love this stuff. I was so surprised with how much I loved it, but it's just a beautiful medium coverage foundation. And then the Fit Me Matte and Poreless, it's a bestseller for a reason. I recently rediscovered it. It is so good, you guys. It's so good. So excited to have that at like quick reach. I have lip products here. I'm realizing I didn't even grab a lipstick. If my collection's gonna be right there, I feel like lipstick is something I change so often, you know, day to day. Like gloss, I can put on the same gloss every day and be happy, but lipstick, I like to switch up. So I did grab one lip liner, the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Iconic Nude. It's just a nice kind of classic nude color. Leans a little more brown, but it's not super brown, which is why I like it. But I grabbed the Kapari Lip Glossy in Birthday Suit. This one is so cool because it's kind of like this beige color. And it's just pretty. It makes the lips look really pretty. I kind of treat it as a lip balm. You know what I mean? I'll just like, I mean, honestly, this is typically something I would just have in my purse. Grab the Wander Beauty Lip Retreat Oil. This is in the shade Skinny Dip, and I forgot I had this. I love their regular like clear lip oil. I love to like throw it on my lips when I'm getting ready, but this has a little bit of like a peach tone to it, so it's just a really pretty kind of glossy like product. Then I've got maybe overkill on the glosses, the LYS Speak Love Glossy Lip Oil. Again, I like just putting this on my lips when I'm getting ready. And then two actual glosses. I've got the Bare Minerals gloss. This is their Mineralist Lip Gloss Balm, and I have it in the shade Adventure. This is not a color I would typically think I would go for. But when you spread it out on the lips, it looks so pretty, especially if you're pairing that with more of a peachy nude color. It's magic. And these smell amazing too. They kind of smell like candy necklaces. And then I have the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in Reef. I bought this shade because a lot of you guys recommended it, and it's so pretty. Isn't that pretty? So those are the lip products for now. I also have over here the Flower Beauty Quad in Petal Play. It's just such a pretty quad. And I like even the packaging, look at that. I love it. And so I'm excited to, I haven't reached for this in a long time. And then I also have the e.l.f. quad in Rosewater. I can't believe I had to look. This is one of my favorite quads of all time. Charlotte Tilbury quad, I clearly like quads. In Pillow Talk, you know this is one I love so much. I repurchased. It's my absolute favorite, just everyday quad. The Flower Beauty one is very, let me just show you them side by side. They are very, very similar. Like they're not the exact same, but boy, are they pretty darn similar. Then the Bare Minerals Gen Nude Neutral. I don't think they're making this anymore, so I recently repurchased on Amazon. And it is legit. It was great, and I saved some money. So if you have been eyeing this for a while, buy it now before they don't sell it anymore. But yeah, it's like one of my favorite palettes of all time. And then a newer palette to me is the Patrick Ta Major Dimension eyeshadow palette. Absolutely gorgeous. And I've only used it maybe 5 or 6 times, and I really, really like it. So I'm excited to be able to just grab it. It'll be right there for me. And then this was kind of where I literally just dumped all of these kinds of things. My brows, liners, mascaras. So I've got the CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume. I've been pairing this, like I'll put this on first, and then I'll top it with the Lancome Hypnose Drama. This separates and like gets the lashes like nice and pushed up. And then this one will add the volume. And so these two together have been magic. I'm just saying. But this is definitely becoming one of my favorite separating mascaras, and it's just great because I can throw it on for like a low-key day and I never have to worry about like getting clumps out of my lashes or anything. It is so good. But I also have the e.l.f. Wow Brow. It's just like a little brow pomade type product. I love this stuff. This one's almost out, so I just added it to my grocery list. Anastasia Clear Brow Gel is a holy grail, but I also wanted to keep trying the NYX The Brow Glue. It's pretty good. You have to like let it dry down, which is, I mean, I guess in theory I have to with Anastasia, but the next one is like so sticky for the first few minutes. I've got the Anastasia Perfect Brow Pencil. It's just a classic wooden pencil, but it works so well. So it's, I don't know, I've just been loving it. I use the e.l.f. Wow Brow every day, but I grab for this when I am trying to like fill in sparser areas of my brows. The L'Oreal La Liner Signature, I've repurchased this. I love this eyeliner. I've got the Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara I like. And then these two I hadn't been reaching for a lot, so I wanted to use some more. This is the Makeup by Mario Liquid Liner, and then the L'Oreal Matte Signature Eyeliner. This one's trickier to use. Like, let me just show you. I don't know, like because it doesn't feel like a pen in your hands, it's a little harder for me to use because I'm not used to it. So wanted to practice using that too. And that's everything in this drawer. Let's go to the other side. I will say I like that these drawers come all the freaking way out. Like you can literally, which is kind of nice because if you want to pull it out and like really see what's in the back, you can. But anyway, I've got some sunscreens I wear every day, basically an option that's glowy and an option that's not. So I've got the Elta MD one. This one is tinted. I freaking love this stuff. It's expensive. It's so good. And the Tula Protect and Glow SPF 30. I'm wearing this one today. It kind of smells like bananas, and I really like it. So these are kind of my daily ones right now. Y'all know I use so many different sunscreens. I felt like I really didn't know how I felt about this, the Rare Beauty Pore Diffusing Primer. So I wanted to continue to use that some more. I've been loving mixing the Huda Beauty Glowish Multi-Dew with foundations. Like honestly, I'll typically use a product like this as a glowy primer because it's also serving as sunscreen. So like this, I've just been mixing in and it makes every foundation look so beautiful. So yeah, that's how I've been loving that. Two newer concealers I'm playing with, the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear and the Patrick Star One Size concealer. I think the shade's a little light for me, so I wish I had a darker shade in that I bought. I feel like the Lancome's a little bit higher coverage and it's a little bit like thicker. They're both really easy to use. I just, like I said, I still don't know how I feel about them. They're so new to me. And then one I grab for all the time is the Glossier Stretch Concealer. This is something I will throw on my under eye even if it's a time that I am just putting on sunscreen and leaving. This just makes my under eyes look so much more awake, but it doesn't take much time because it's so not obvious. Like it doesn't look like concealer. It only covers a little bit, but it looks nice. This might be a situation where because these two concealers are so new to me, I might grab one more concealer that I know I love to be in here too. So moving on, I've got the Catrice Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Setting Spray. I don't use setting spray often, but I do really like this one. It's still new to me. And then I grabbed one loose powder kind of at the end there. This is the Hourglass one. I really like. I have a lot of loose powders I like. It's just not something I use every single day, but it is nice to have one close. This is this Charlotte Tilbury Quad. I've kind of gone through hills and valleys with this because it's super expensive. I like it, but I'm like, I just don't know that it's worth, the hefty price tag. But I was watching Emily Noel use it in a video and it looks so beautiful on her. So I pulled it back out and was using it. I think I just needed to adjust the brushes I was using with this. Again, I don't know that it's still worth the hefty price tag, but I am enjoying it more. So this is their Nudegasm face palette. Then down here, I've got some powders. I've really been enjoying this Makeup Revolution powder foundation. It's just really good. It covers a lot. I used this the other day just over sunscreen and it looked like I was wearing full on foundation, but it still looked like good. I was very impressed. So definitely wanted that here. The Bare Minerals Original Mineral Veil, I've been loving. I use this today on my under eye and in my T-zone, and it's so good. It reminds me of the Kosas Cloud Set Powder, which I love. Where is that, by the way? Now that I'm like saying that out loud, where is it? Anyway, that is one of my absolute favorite powders, and this one is very similar. The e.l.f. Priming Bronzer, that's what I used today, and so I already knew I wanted to grab this again because it's so good, y'all. It's such a ridiculous price point for how good this bronzer is. Then I grabbed the Danessa Myricks Cream Power Bronzer, one of my absolute favorites. It's one of the best cream bronzers I've ever tried. It's so easy to apply, easy to blend. The Kevyn Aquan Sculpting Powder. This is more of like a gray tone powder. I really, really like. I was talking about this if you saw my cult favorites video, trying a bunch of like old school cult favorites. This was in there and I was like, oh my gosh. Grabbed the Painterly MAC Paint Pot just to have on my eyes as an eye primer / on the days that I'm just gonna put on some liner and mascara and I want my like eyelids to look more even. I'm gonna be grabbing for this. And then this one's newer to me and I don't think, I love this line. The Charlotte Tilbury like Eyes to Mesmerize Cream Shadow. They're like whipped, but I've used this Pillow Talk one. It literally looks like I haven't. I've dipped my finger in there. I've used it like 3 different days. It's not as like shimmery as I want it. It almost has like not a matte finish, but like I just expected more. Doesn't that just kind of look like blah to you? I wanted it to be more shimmery and it kind of just looks like a satin matte. So that was a bummer. I'm going to keep using it, which is why it's in here, and see if I can get it to look better. But I was very underwhelmed. I really like the one in, I think it was called Marie Antoinette. I think it's called Oyster Pearl now. That's my favorite. And it does have like this really pretty sheen to it that this one doesn't. All right, blushes. One of my new favorites from Milani. This is in the shade number 1, Romantic Rose. This is just perfect for my skin tone. So that is an everyday blush for me. The Honest Beauty Cream Blush in Rose Pink. First of all, this smells like Sweet Tarts. Again, it just smells amazing, like that Bare Minerals gloss. But it's such a good cream bronzer. I cannot stop talking about it because it's so good. It reminds me of the Tower 28, although I think the Tower 28 one is a little more creamy, but I don't know, like this one is very similar to me, just not quite as creamy, but I really, really like it. Then the Buxom Wanderlust blush in Seychelles. This is just such a pretty, I feel like this is a perfect like fall blush because it reminds me of Benefit Dallas. I love that. Got the Milani Cheek Kiss liquid blush in 110 Nude Flush. Felt like I hadn't been reaching for this very often. The Marc Jacobs highlighter stick in Spotlight. I really like it though. It's really easy to just get on your fingers and like tap on the areas you want highlight, and it just looks less like an obvious highlight and more like a glowy dew. It's really pretty. This is something I keep forgetting I have, so I wanted to grab the Stila Heaven's Hue highlighter in Opulence. If I could do this over again, I would have bought a different shade. I don't love this white, and it's not like it goes on white, but it definitely pulls more like icy, but the magic of the highlighter is that it's so weirdly thin, like weirdly thin. So I would totally consider buying this again, just in a different shade. I bought it for one of those like celebrity Vogue videos, and yeah, I just wish I'd gotten a different color. And then this Laura Mercier Rose Gold highlighter, again, really pretty, but I just hadn't used very much, so I wanted to grab it and use it some more. This one definitely has a different tone than that for sure. That is everything in these drawers. Oh my gosh. So in these two drawers, I just have my like washcloth that I always have, that I use, you know, for a couple days and then replace, that I usually lay out when I'm getting ready. And these are definitely subject to change depending on, as I get ready here more often, how I'm using them. You know what I mean? This one just has some tools I use all the time. I've got like a puff, my sharpener, tweezers, scissors, eyelash curler, and then I also have the Bite Beauty Agave lip scrub. I'm hoping having it out here, I will use it more often. We're gonna see. And then as I showed you earlier, here I just have my like smaller, typically eye brushes, face brushes, and then I just have my sponge there. I like that air can get to it so it can dry out throughout the day once I'm done using it. And yeah, that is my new little vanity system. I love it. So that's everything. I feel so good like finally having that done. So tomorrow morning I can sit there and get ready and I know I've got everything I need. So if you want to see me show this kind of thing more often, like show what is in my vanity once a month, let me know. I used to do that pretty religiously and then kind of fell off when I was like pretty much just getting ready in my bathroom. But if you'd like to see that more often, let me know and I can certainly do that for you. I love filming these kinds of videos. And yeah, I hope you subscribe. Like I said, if you want to see my entire makeup collection up close where we go through everything, I will link that video up there and down below because that would be a great one to watch next because I know I didn't really show you like deeply into my makeup collection, but I know that's sometimes fun for people to see too. So definitely check that out now. And other than that, I hope you'll subscribe, stick around, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.